So I have so much to go over today. Okay. Spirit has put so much on my mind that I was just so overwhelmed and didn't even know where to begin, how to begin. So today is going to be kind of a power pack of, let's just chit chat. Let's just get comfortable, take our shoes off, and let's have this little powwow real quick. So, okay. Child, I've been having dreams, I've been having visions and encounters. When you are about to elevate and go to the next level in life, some things occur. God placed you in position to go through certain situations and encounter certain people and obstacles to elevate you. And mine personally looked like he wanted to bring my mindset from poverty to wealth. I used to feel like, okay, I just cannot purchase this one item because it's too big of a purchase. And subconsciously, you keep telling yourself that you're not even worthy of that. And the more you think, oh, this is too big of a purchase. Am I going to be able to afford this? What's going to happen if this happens? What happens if it breaks? The what ifs will get you stuck in confusion. The what ifs is going to leave you in a position where you allow fear to take over, you allow doubt to creep in, and you keep yourself complacent in a place that God never meant for you to be. Point blank, period. So, as you may or may not know, I was in a car accident. My car was total. Okay. I was already going through a spiritual transformation, and I personally can tell when the transformation is about to happen nowadays, because certain things, domino effects, began to take place. Okay, boom, the car accident happened, and I wasn't even at a commission. I was gonna say I was, but I wasn't. Me and my partner work at the same place, so I had transportation. We had another car. Everything was really good. I had full coverage insurance. Things was really great. Like, I know some people go through these transitions and it just kind of shut their world down, but it's almost like back when COVID happened, a lot of people didn't suffer, you know? Or when a recession happened, a lot of people don't go through what other people go through. So anyway, this car accident opened my eyes and elevated me spiritually and brought down as above, so below. In heaven, on earth. It brought down the financial abundance, but let me slow it down. It didn't just pour pour money showers from heaven. It poured financial stability and mental clarity. It stopped me from thinking, oh, I can't afford this. So I went to, first, let's start here. I told my friends that here's the poor man mentality. I told my friends that I was not going to buy another foreign because I had been driving a foreign since I was 19, which I have, and I'm in my 30s now. So I went to Genesis because I do like that new GV80 or whatever it's called. It's really nice. And I'm a person that love and enjoy nice vehicles. Not to purchase, but to look at, to go, I like cars. That's just my thing. So, okay. They didn't really, it didn't feel right internally. And I'm at a position in life, if something rubbed me the wrong way, I'm just not gonna force it no more. Stop forcing it. If the gumption that's building up inside of you is telling you no, don't, stop, quit talking, walk away, run. Why go against the grain? You know what's gonna happen after you go against the grain. Don't eat this. You eat it now, your stomach's sick. Don't drink this. You see, we be knowing and seeing the red flags, but we do not obey the signs. So when I got that feeling with Genesis, I went to another Genesis. And I had like a hopeful spirit walking in. However, after talking to the guy and going over some numbers, something just didn't sit well with me on the inside, so I did not make the purchase. Then a few days or weeks later, I went to Toyota. I was tossed around with, and pay attention how you are treated. I was tossed around to 3 different employees. One minute I'm talking to this person, one minute I'm talking to this person. Now I'm repeating myself with the 3rd person. They're telling me stuff that I know that's not even true. I'm telling them that I know the gimmicks, I know the game. This is not my first rodeo, this is not my first car buying, but I'm being respectful at the same time. And I ended up sitting up there all day long, and she showed me several cars. Well, they showed me several cars, and none of the cars even felt right when I drove them. Follow me, I'm getting to a higher purpose. So I went home and I just talked to God. I think I journaled about it and told him I didn't find anything. And honestly, because of the PTSD situation and my car being paid off, and I really love my car and I was really attached to that vehicle, that I really wasn't in the mood to like, I gotta hurry up, I gotta hurry up, I gotta hurry up. So I was gonna wait it out as long as I possibly could. Then my bank illegally runs my credit. I didn't sign anything. I didn't tell them to do that. I didn't give them my social. Of course, they have it because it's in the database, because I bank with them. And they just illegally did all of this. And I'm like, and if you know how to buy a car and get pre-approved, then you know that once that take place, depending on what state you're in, you either have 15 days or 30 days to go out and purchase a vehicle before it's necessary to do a hard inquiry on your credit again. Basically, pull your credit again. And everybody knows those inquiries takes away from your credit score. Okay, so now that propels me into, even though you're dealing with all of this, you still got to go out and get a car. Okay. I go out, start searching again. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Lexus. You know, it's luxury, but, you know, woo-woo. So another reason I was doing it was because my partner know how to change oil and, you know, do maintenance on vehicles, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. But with foreigns, if you know, you can't, my camera just did a thing, I'm sorry. So you can't reset the dashboard lights if you don't have a certain machine, even though you probably gave your car oil change. So I was like, okay, I really want him to keep the maintenance up on my car. Okay, go to Lexus. This man tried to put me in a lemon. Some said, go back to Mercedes, which that's what my last car was. I go to Mercedes. As soon as I walk in, A1 service, took care of me, worked like a dog to get the payments where I wanted it, to get, my, just everything. Just worked so hard to make this transition. Mind you, he even made a transition into me purchasing the car before my birthday, giving me a car, giving me flowers, the big bowl, the whole works, And I drove that car, and that night I was filled with so much anxiety built up in me, thinking, oh my goodness, why did I do this? I'm talking about first owner, brand new car. 2025 vehicle. This is not to brag. This is me to elevate your mental capacity, how God did me. I'm thinking to myself, oh my Lord, I'm not going to be able to afford this car. Why did I do this? Why did I, and did it. And my brain was just going a mile a minute, and I was panicking, and I was freaking out. And I'm like, okay, let me just go to sleep, because I can't cut my brain off right now. Woke up the next morning, still tweaking out. Still tweaking out, until God had a moment. He said, do you remember when the reason you had that last Mercedes, how that took place and transpired? And I was like, oh, cut all these extra noises off. And I thought back, and I'm gonna give you a quick rundown on this, just to bring you up to date into fruition. So, okay. When my twins are 8. When my twins was first born, they daddy just up and left, moved. I didn't have a job. I was a wife. I had a paid for vehicle, and when it rained, it poured. The car stopped working on me. Just wouldn't start no more. Whatever part it needed, it was like just $1,200. However, I didn't have it because I wasn't working. I ended up getting a job. I'm gonna speed this up. And I got a good job working at Ryder, making really good money, 6 days a week. I was working a lot, but I was not doing anything at work. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. That sounds funny when I said it. And I was getting paid good money. I'm hitting overtime every paycheck. So, okay. I had a credit score. My credit was really good. I grew my credit back in high school. And I taught myself about credit. And I did really good with that. Went to college. College hit me. Dropped my credit all the way down. I was able to get it back up to like a 520. I went in that war room, and I prayed to God, and I prayed to God, and I prayed to God. And this is around the time that I was really transitioning into my spiritual journey. And this was maybe 2019. Okay. So I'm praying to God, praying to God, praying to God. I'm like, I don't see no way. I don't see no way. I ain't got no money. My credit is shot. They daddy gone. It's just me. It's just me and my lonely. Like, then I got 3 kids total. The twins was newborns. I ain't know what to do. So, I went to God with it, because the advice I was getting in the world was so distorted that it wasn't helping me. It was actually making me more depressed. Okay. Cool. I went and sat with God. I sat in that closet. I turned that light off. I got to work. I prayed and I cried and I cried and I prayed and I poured it all out. And I said, God, I need help. And I heard a voice in that closet with me, sitting on that floor in the dark. I heard a voice. I opened that door. Let me tell you. The spookiest person, the spookiest situation. Well, you would think to hear God's voice, you would be cool. But I wasn't OG to that lifestyle back then. I opened that closet door so quick. Cause I'm like, and I cut that light on so fast. Cause what? Cause who that's for? Who in here? You know, I was real scared. So I realized that I was actually experiencing what people in the Bible experience. I'm truly hearing the voice of God. He told me to go to the bank. I think it was like 324 or 326, one of them times. And I called my mom. I said, Mama, I need you to take me to my bank at this in particular time. And it got to be at this in particular time. She had already knew I was going through the spiritual journey. So she already knew that it was mandatory that we obey. So we get there. Okay. I go in. No money. I ain't got the funds for a down payment. Even though I've been working and I got a good job, I've been, you know how you got to get yourself up out that hole. So, okay. I go in, I sit down, I'm nervous. I'm like, God, I just trust you. I just believe you. I done heard your voice. I ain't never heard that before. How can I not believe something like this? It's either you real or I'm crazy. One of the two. So right now in this moment, you finna prove to me either am I crazy or are you real? I'm sitting there. The man pulled my credit. He was like, something's going on. First of all, I know how a credit pull. You pull the credit, boom, bam, you know what's going on. It's not a long process. For me, it was. He said, something going on with the system. He said it like 3 times. I was like, okay, so what that mean? What's going on? So he was like, we sat there for like 45 minutes. Nothing happened. They wasn't getting back to him, and the computer kept messing up, and then the systems kept, I don't know, crashing out. So I leave and I get in the car, and my human nature wanted to say, you made a fool of me. Tell me why. Like, I just felt like God played in my face. But I realized that, you know what? My faith is bigger than my fear. And even if you had for me to come up here just for this situation, I can be okay with this because I didn't get hurt. Nothing happened. I'm okay. I don't have to shun you or talk bad to you or stop believing. I don't have to talk bad to myself and get in my own way and manipulate myself into thinking something. So, cool. I got in the car. Mama said, what happened? I was like, I don't know. I was a little irritated. I'm not going to yai. I was a little upset. However, I did not give in. I did not give up. I kept talking to myself like, what was the reason? That's me in my head. What was the reason? Like, what was the reason of you telling me to come up here? And at this point, I'm trying to rationalize something much bigger than physics, much bigger than this world, much bigger than the process, the program, much bigger than me. And I'm trying to make God fit into this reality, this realistic reality that us humans like to have. So I just say, you know what? God, I give it to you. I don't care what happened at this point. I can't keep caring. I done lost it all. I ain't got nothing. I done lost it all. I'm here, a single mom with kids. I ain't got nothing else. So that's what it was. And I just said, nice little exhale, went home, and get a phone call. Kiara, we approved you for such and such amount of money. Amount I ain't never, been approved for. Never thought I could be approved for woo-de-woo. And I was like, what in the world? Next step, moving forward. I wanted, like I said, I'm so into cars. So I wanted a Chrysler 300 SS, black wheels, black rim, tinted out, and blacked out headlights. That's what I wanted. God allowed me to find that very same car Black interior with the red stitching on the seats, SS. And I really, really wanted it. And the reason I wanted it is because I know about cars. I knew that a black man made that car. I knew that they will not be making that car ever again. So I have something the last of its kind, and that's what I wanted. So that I could keep it forever. Sold right from under me. God said, I got mad and I wanted to go off and go back and forth with the dealer, but God said, keep looking. So I kept looking. The day before it was about to, the 30-day process, I was like on day like 28, 29. I found a Mercedes-Benz GLK 350, the last of her kind. Only one owner, haven't been driven, had less miles than the Chrysler 300. Talked him down all the way. I think I talked him down all the way to about $11,000 for that car. That's how I got my last Benz. And God was with me that process, And he was with me with this process, teaching me valuable lessons. You are worth much more than you think you worth. You think you deserve one rose, but I'm here to give you a bouquet. You think you worth, or you can't afford and maintain a thing, and yet you've been doing it since you was 19. Well over 20 years you've been doing it. Maintaining and successfully maintaining at that. You are worth it. You are worth it. Say it with me. I am worth it. I am worth it. I can have what God has for me. I can have what God wants me to have. I can have it. I believe God when he say that I'm worthy to have X, Y, and Z. God been telling you that you supposed to have this lifestyle, that you supposed to have this relationship, that you supposed to have these type of kids, that you supposed to live in this type of city. You supposed to have it. But because of the subconscious, you choose to believe the lack thereof. And you let fear and doubt creep in, which will be no more. Because when that happens, you're going to tell that thing, which is fear, doubt, and manipulation, the voice of the people, their opinions of you, that's no more. That's no more, baby. That's no more. In the next video, I'm going to show y'all my 2025 Benz that I got. However, nothing was wrong with my last car. God be trying to elevate you when the time is right. I wanted to sit in that car another 10 years. Just because I didn't have a car note. Car was paid for, car was good. And another thing, I won't know. God could have been saving me from something that was going to malfunction on that car later on down the road that would have been way worse. Who knows? God could have just been saying, it's time, my child, because you've done the work. You've passed the test. Here is my gift to you. Who knows? All I know is God did it. And that's all I need to know. And I'm okay with that. But the purpose around all of these long drawn out story times is he wants the best for you, but you have to do the work and also understand the lessons that these things are not happening to you. They're happening for you. Because I came out of that accident, I had some things going on. However, well, we ain't going to talk about what. But I can say this. God have so much for so many people that's around me, and I just sit and watch how they talk and how they complain, and it just kind of make me feel away that they not understanding that God is trying to bless them, and they looking at their obstacles or situations as they not deserving. They can't have. It's like when a parent say don't do something, or you tell your kid, no, don't touch the hot stove. That's not because they hate you, because you're not deserving to have dinner that night. They're telling you don't touch the hot stove because it's protection. God's protection. His no is protection. Because if you burn your hand, now you're at the hospital, but you're sitting up there at the hospital with an empty stomach when you could have just been sitting at the table about to prepare a meal, a feast before your very eyes. And I think I don't have to beat a dead horse. I know that a lot of people understand what I'm saying. And that's what I wanted to share today. And that's really all I have. And I hope that people are understanding and getting the nutrients that they are needing in this. Okay, Spirit is really wanting me to talk about a recession. The recession may come, but the recession is not for you. The things that's happening in this world right now, and I'm getting I'm getting downloads, like, and I want to cry because I feel what's gonna come upon the earth and what's taking place on earth right now and what's to come in the near future. However, a lot of people will endure what's on the news and on social media, because once it's put in the media and they see it, they're gonna believe it and they're gonna digest it. And when they digest it into their system, it's gonna produce that into their reality. So I'm here to tell you right now, just because something like that is going on, do not make that your reality. Just like in COVID, people were growing rapidly, growing up the YouTube chain, growing up the TikTok chain, getting paid during COVID. People working from home was getting more money and offered more deals than ever before, when it's supposed to been a recession during COVID time. And in reality, a lot of people was not finna go for that. They wasn't bringing that into their dwelling. They wasn't letting that, speaking them spells over their life, because they don't believe it. If you believe a thing, then so it is. So it shall be. And if you don't speak them spells, then that's not the curse that's over your life. That is how this works. A big crisis, and yet I'm flourishing. I think I done purchased more things than ever before. Investing more and learning more things to invest in than ever before. Because this is my reality. This is my creation. This is my design. This is what I believe. I believe God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit can do all things through me. And if I say it through me, by the power invested in me, that me and my family will, me and my family are financially stable. Say it. Me and my family are financially stable. Me and my family are wealthy. We are making smart investments. Money flows to us abundantly. Then so it shall be. In the name of Jesus, amen. That's just how I move. That's how I believe. That's just the way the world needs to talk and think. So, yes, anyway. That concludes our video for today. And I got some more good jewels coming for y'all next week. And if you would like to book, please go to www.theperfectspot.site. It'll be down below. Book if you want a one-on-one session. What the one-on-one sessions, I'm gonna go ahead and take some time to let you know what those are. It's via FaceTime or via Zoom, or even in person if you local. I dig so deep into your energy field, spiritual field, aura field, and pull out the things that need to be recognized, brought to the table, brought to light, need to be restructured if you needing clarity or understanding. And a lot of prophetic work goes into that one-on-one session. It's a beautiful session, and the reason I'm telling you about this one versus the other one is because this is my #1 seller. These one-on-one sessions last for 1 hour, and you can book it on my website. It's the one-on-one intuitive session. If you have any questions, you can go on the website and book a consultation. If you want to know which one of my sessions you should pick, because I also have life coach. I do events as well, public speaking events. So if you have any questions and you just confused, like, okay, I like some of this and I like some of this, book a consultation and I can merge these things that you want. We can work together. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? And peace. I love you.